Good morning! Drove through a heck of a snowstorm last night, but the roads look clear right now, so we'll do the multiple camera options. Outside camera options. Yeah, the whole truck is just caked in ice and muck, and it's just disgusting. It's going to be a pain to untarp everything, unstrap everything. It's all frozen right up. I hammered away at a bunch of it, but right now it's minus 8 degrees Celsius, 7:30 in the morning, and we are on Highway 97 headed toward Yakima. Exactly the same route we were taking 2 days ago, but the opposite direction. We'll be climbing exactly the same mountain as at the end of the video from 2 days ago. But first, this video is brought to you by the Sutherland Group, hiring Class 1 drivers, blasters, brokers, skid operators, mechanics, HR. And there's positions open all over Canada. There's Halifax, Winnipeg, Edmonton, and BC, up at Quesnel, in Washington as well. So go to sutco.ca and use promo code QuadFan, get an extra $100 on your first payday. Also, make sure you use me as a reference when you're applying for the job. Any referral bonuses you get, I will split them with you. Yeah, so we'll see. It took me about 3 hours to get through Portland. We loaded on the west side of Portland, and to get from the west side to the east side took me about 3 hours. It was just bumper to bumper chaos. People were just spun out everywhere, pickups sideways on the road. It was just painfully slow, just crawling around. Unfortunately, I had made the decision to put the cameras into the back of the bunk to copy them onto the laptop, because I would have loved to have recorded that. But hindsight is hindsight. But right now, roads are dry. If the roads look wet, it's going to be solid black ice. And yesterday I drove until I ran out of hours, and I couldn't find, I looked for a parking spot like the last 45 minutes of my day. I couldn't find a parking spot. Because of the storm, everywhere was just parked. Nobody wanted to drive into Portland, so I just kept driving until I ran out of hours. And then I did what I rarely do. I hit the button that says adverse weather, and it gives me an extra 2 hours of drive time. And then it just took another 30 minutes after that, so I went 30 minutes into that adverse until I came up to the scale, and I'm like, good enough for me. Technically, you can go till find a place that's got food and restrooms and stuff like that, but like, the scale is good enough for me. I'm like, the chances of there being space to park at the truck stops over here are low, so we'll just stop at the scale. Stop before we legally are required to. Take our 10-hour break, and off we are again. Coming into Toppenish. One of these days somebody will tell me if I'm pronouncing that right. at this red light, I've always got two options. I can make a left-hand turn here or go straight through. Sometimes I go one way, sometimes I go the other. Basically, we're trying to get to I-82. I think I'll turn left today. I wouldn't mind if we got some blue sky, although it would make it a lot colder. Shorter green light than I expected it to be. Yeah, even around the wheels, the ice was just touching the wheels from that big snowstorm, so I knocked a bunch of that ice off. So the tires won't rub every time we hit a pothole. Even now, I think if we hit a big bump, we're still gonna touch, but that stuff is frozen in there solid. So we're running quite a bit later than I wanted to be. I wanted to deliver at 11 a.m. today. And I think the best we can do is probably 2 p.m. We'll see. That's about right, because it took me 3 hours to go to Portland, so yeah. That's about right. Never, ever, ever, ever go beside a big rig when they're going into a roundabout. We're going to take both lanes. The trailer's going to take both lanes. You're going to get crushed. $12 miles down to Yakima. up to Yakima? We're going north. Does that mean it's up? I don't know. All the maps in the world always show north as up. I wonder if old ancient maps that we find is north up on those. So if I'm aiming for 2 o'clock, that's what, 6 hours from now? So I don't have to legally take a half-hour break. We'll see how hungry I get if I'm going to have lunch or not. I really want to make the delivery today, though. This is town of Wapatu. Definitely huge orchard country here. A lot of apples, mostly apples. So many apples. There's some peaches and cherries and stuff like that too, but mostly apples in this area. Apple country. all the big buildings you see, they're all cold storage. All Apple storage. Oh, come on. This time he's got the light advantage. Last light I blew by him, and this light he's blowing by me. Although he's got at least one rear light out. Yeah, no flat tires today morning. Across the border, I have to make sure I claim that. He must be pulling over to one of those cold storages and picking up some apples. No lock on the back of the trailer. Didn't look like anyway there was a lock on the back of the trailer, which means it's most likely empty. Gotta go through that gap in the mountains ahead, and then we're in Yakima. I don't know if that's just kind of foggy over there on the left, or hope it's not snowing anywhere. see a little bit of snow on the road here, but it might not be snow. That might even just be frost. Hard to tell. But there's no snow compared to what we were getting in Portland. By the time I was leaving Portland, we had a good 3-4 inches of snow on the road. And no snow plow. I don't know if they even own a snow plow. It doesn't snow down there very often. I-82/97 north. Looks slippery right there. It's still -8 outside. Welcome to Yakima. flashing lights on the shoulder. Might be a cop. It looked like it's white and red lights, but blue is always hard to see until you get closer. And it's on the other lane, so we're fine. Yep, someone was speeding through this zone. I know better than to speed anywhere near Yakima. Almost every time I come through Yakima, there's cops hidden somewhere. If you look for them, you'll find them hiding, waiting for people to speed through here. Now we climb exactly the same, I guess not yet, we have to go through that next gap first. And then we climb the same mountain that we... What is today? Thursday? The same mountain we climbed on Tuesday? Behind me the whole time, just little chunks of ice getting knocked off. The more that gets knocked off, the better. It seems every time I hit a little bump, that's where I lose a little bit. Just need that little jostling. I know I'm not asking for a bumpier road to get all the ice off. There's another cop over there driving along the road. Probably going back to a hiding spot after his last souvenir he handed out. Fruit and antiques, pears, apples, and wine. I guess there must be some vineyards around in this area too, even though I don't ever see them here. big sign says open, but there's not a single car in the yard, so I suspect they're not open. Pretty windy here again. Caution, windy conditions. Yeah, I noticed. Alright, full throttle. Get as much momentum as we can. Definitely a headwind. Minus 9 degrees Celsius. This video isn't super long, but if I don't stop the video and pull my cameras down at this rest area, it's going to be a long time before I can pull them down. So maybe we'll just call it the end of the day at the rest area at the top. Partway up to the top. There's a rest area there in, what, 4 miles? I think we'll call it a day there. A little bit of a shorter video, but we'll call it a day there. I'll pull the cameras in, because I need to charge them up again for the bonus video, which will get released a week and a half ago on a Saturday, usually a Saturday. If you hit that join button down below for 99 cents a month. And sometimes the bonus videos end up being the most beautiful, gorgeous videos. I'm like, monetarily this doesn't make sense. I need to release this to everybody, but cool thing happened while shooting a bonus video, so the bonus video gets the cool stuff. Not saying that we don't normally get cool stuff here. We get cool stuff here as well, but very often bonus videos end up with some neat stuff. And not always. Sometimes they're a lot more boring than these. It's a hit and miss. Hard climb. Hard climb. was that windsock show? Pretty much dead on headwind? Yeah. Climbing a hard climb and having a headwind. We're down to 32 miles an hour. Deep gully's kind of cool. .30 miles an hour, half the speed limit. .28 miles an hour. Feels like I've stopped losing speed. That might be the lowest we get. But yeah, I'll pull into this rest area here. We'll call it a day. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Huge call out to the people that have hit that join button. You guys are what makes these videos possible. We're slowly paying off our last cam, which is top of the roof right now. The roof forward facing cam is the last one we bought, and we bought microphones at the same time, so we're paying both of those off. But with the new microphones, at least people have, for the most part, stop saying, hey, we can't hear Jess, we can't hear Jess, we can't hear Jess, Jess needs to speak up. Well, we have new microphones, so when Jess is along, nobody gets to say that anymore. And if they do, they get shadow banned. Not forever. Just till next time I go through and delete all the names that are banned again. So don't say anything bad about Jess. You get shadow banned. Don't say anything bad about any of the commenters. You get shadow banned. But me, you can criticize me and my videos as much as you want. Oh, it's not a challenge, by the way. I hope you don't criticize too much, but I don't mind constructive criticism. Anyway, I am out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You guys rock. Better not honk my horn because these peoples might be sleeping.